Are you guys still open?
Unfortunately, we're not. I was actually just getting ready to go lock that door. I'm so sorry about that.
Would there be any way I could still get a cup of something?
I wish we could help you out, but Stan actually just dumped out our last batch of dark roast.
You don't have anything left?
I'm afraid not.
Edgy yet entertaining short, apparently based on a true story. A man on a long car ride at night stops at a coffee shop, desperately looking for a coffee to help him stay awake. Love the writing in this one. Lots of clever banter and negotiation leading up to the very surprising ending. The performances overall were great, notably the two leads. Well done transition from normal responses to the unexpected. The coffee shop setting is perfect, and the lighting and wardrobe both add to the believability of the story. Great job.
It was so much fun to watch. I really liked this piece. It was so funny. And the fact that it was based on a true story just made it that much more outrageous. I guarantee that no matter how anybody retells this experience, it's not nearly going to be as good as what you see here because they did an amazing job of bringing the story to life. The actors just nailed their roles. They were all fantastic. And I love the direction, like those really fast cuts that you get between these different camera angles, like looking up and then looking down. It was just really added to the story. And I thought it was just fantastic. They did a good job with this one.
I love this movie. It was so good, so funny. It really caught me by surprise. Really was not what I was expecting. Especially like 2 minutes in. It's very dramatic. And the based on the true story is such a great setup for the punchline. It's such a silly punchline, but because it's treated so seriously, it's so funny. And the acting's just great. And I think, probably everyone says this, but the standout line is a little less talky and a little more PP. And that, to me, is the type of cinema I want to see. And this is just a great film. So, great job.
I really thought that this was very well done. It was very funny. I thought that the acting was fantastic in all of it. All of the actors did such a good job. There was definitely a shock factor in this with what the leading actor says. And I think that it was done on purpose to take everybody by surprise because I was like, wait, what? Wait, really? So, and it made me laugh out loud that it was a thing. So I thought that that was very well done. The ending was sensational. Very smart, very clever. When you see him back in the car again, for the viewer, there's this sense of relief that, oh, okay, he just kind of went to this daydream. But then he lifts that microbrew and he starts drinking it, and you get this whole other wave of, oh, and then you start laughing. So it was really well for a 5-minute story. You really did run the gamut of emotions with this. So I thought that it was great.
This one was quite interesting, and I think the performances were outrageous, but it goes along with the story. I bet those coffee shops have some similar stories to tell, and it was overall very surprising to find out this is based on a true story. So it was just very comical. I really enjoyed it.
A relatable piece because it takes something that does occur for restaurant workers and others in service every day and takes it to a really extreme but very funny
Having
place.
Previously worked in a cafe and a coffee shop for many years ago, you do get bribes and threats and ridiculous offers when people are kind of desperate at either the end of the night, the very beginning of the night, right around open or close. Sometimes just insane things happen. And so I thought that having my particular background watching this was really interesting, just because of my personal history. And so, you do, when it said like based on a true story, I all of that is hard to believe as a true story, just because it is so ridiculous. But I think for me personally, a part of that shock value was that I didn't actually have trouble really believing that something as extreme, I would say, as this could happen. But I thought it was well told. I thought it was an interesting concept of like kind of baiting people into this other situation, and the reality of him even offering the worker, even being like, oh, I think there's, and he like rattled off some other place like just down the street that's still open. But when people like finally get into and they've reached that kind of point of like they just need a coffee, they're just kind of like that, they've reached that level of desperate, it is kind of like a now or never situation. And so I thought that was portrayed really well. And yeah, like I said, from my particular background, this was really, really fun for me to watch.